Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Plus, why the Mason/Austin boss switch actually makes sense, and how General Hospital is breaking Vanna fans' hearts. Dr. Montague's torture of Sasha this week on General Hospital became even more bizarre, and we have to question how much Gladys is aware of what he's doing. Valentin is still being scrutinized suspiciously by the program, but we don't believe he set fire to Anna's home. While Austin and Mason's boss struggled with his or her identity, Tracy's inebriation offered some humorous relief. Cowboy Cody and Dr. Demented. Sasha had been drugged by Dr. Montague for another week, but there seemed to be a glimmer of hope in Nurse Mandy, who seems to think Sasha's symptoms don't correspond to her diagnosis. Naturally, the nasty doctor ordered Nurse Ratched, aka Janice, to discharge Mandy from Sasha's care right away. She yet seems to think there may be more going on. Come on, Mandy, everyone else is failing us, and we the viewers are depending on you. I have to wonder if Gladys is aware of the measures Dr. Montague is taking to keep Sasha incarcerated. Despite how terrible Gladys is, I doubt she would approve of Sasha being back on drugs. She might simply be engaging in a game of the less I know, the better, in an effort to hide what is really taking place to Sasha. Additionally, Gladys may make up a tale that it was all the doctor's fault and that he gave Sasha the medications because he had fallen in love with her and wanted to save her when she is unavoidably discovered and accused. Speaking of the physician, we are still in the dark as to why Dr. Montague is acting in this way toward Gladys. Is it only Sasha's cash? Or is there more? Crazy Cody G.A. Cody's attempt to get Ferncliff to accept him was quite ludicrous, and Dante was able to see through his ruse. However, despite Ms. Wu's threats of violence, he has already told Sam almost the entirety of the Gladys narrative. Sam also essentially informed Dante the majority of it when they talked about Mac knowing about Selena's games at the Savoy. Why haven't they taken action when they have all the information they want on why Gladys would wish to maintain Sasha's guardianship? Sam may have Spinelli hack Gladys' bank records, like I recommended last week. And yes, even while they are not legally permitted to act using illegally obtained information of that nature, it should be sufficient to pass along some advice to the appropriate parties. The fire wasn't started by V. The television program really wants us to think that Valentin may have set Anna's townhouse on fire, which I assume was once a true manor house. In any case, Dante discovered that Valentin's claims that he was at ELQ the night the fire was started were false, as was his assertion that a water main break had occurred there. But that doesn't mean he lit Anna's on fire. Or if he did, was it to coerce Anna into spending the night with him when she was most vulnerable? If that's the case, torching her home to achieve those goals is still a bad idea. More, Lulu's comeback is discussed by Emma Rylan. Martin probably lied to Anna about his whereabouts since he was on pikeman business, given that he arrived in the middle of the night with suspicious paperwork for Valentin. The fact that Valentin is more than merely a messenger between pikeman and Sunny, however, continues to be an issue. Since her home was burned down, Anna is aware that he is obtaining documents from pikemen and that he lied about his whereabouts. It was sad to see them in bed together on Friday with their backs turned to one another. It seems like Vanna is being torn away from the fans after everything they've been through and how long it's taken for them to reunite and find some happiness. How can we persuade some of the picketing writers and performers to hold placards reading "Save Our Vanna"? The boss of Austin and Mason is a what? The sudden mention of the boss as a guy by Mason left viewers speechless and perplexed. And in a sentence or two, he made care to use him, and he multiple times to emphasize that point. Originally believed to be a highly twisted woman who gave birth to Austin and Mason, the boss has suddenly changed into a guy. Since I truly enjoyed the concept of a strong, nasty lady controlling a crime organization, I must admit that I'm disappointed. More. Reminiscing over a historic critically, this turn makes logic. The absence of Nicholas and Victor means that the show is actually without a truly evil bad guy. There are currently a ton of bad and evil-inclined female characters in Glady's, Ms. Wu, and Martin's unnamed third ex-wife. Since it will be difficult to dislike any malicious female character more than Glady's at the moment, let's be honest, I can see why they changed Austin and Mason's employer to a guy based solely on the character of Glady's. Betty enters GH. I'll just say that they are pretty stupid for a crime family to believe they can take on Sonny and become involved with pikemen. Betty didn't even pause to consider how simple it was for her to access Sonny's computer. That files on pikemen wouldn't be protected by further security measures. Austin made fun of Betty and Mason and claimed that his workplace wasn't their clubhouse, which made me laugh. More upcoming Carson moments are going to be touching. Deceitfully inebriated Tracy. While the annual Quartermain fundraising picnic has yet to materialize, Law Night at the Metro Court Pool proved to be an enjoyable, if merely time-passing, occasion. Given how horrible Brooke Lynn is when she's sober, it was a pleasant turn of events that she managed to get Tracy drunk, and that she actually turned into a rather humorous thinking drunk. Finally, she acknowledged that her goal with deception is to essentially take it over. Therefore, she is more than eager to accept Lucy's company but doesn't want anything to do with her own families. To be honest, I don't really understand much of this, but I still want to know where it's all headed. Is the sole purpose of this to divert attention from Tracy's drunken sobbing over missing Luke? How do the Deceptor and Martin's third ex-wife fit in? It's disappointing that this story hasn't received more attention because it's one of the soap opera's stronger ones. Overseeing Sasha being tortured, Curtis and Portia's marital issues, and Molly and Christina's surrogacy conflict, I'd much rather be watching this. Tracy views Eddie as Ned. I must give Jane Elliott, the hair and makeup team, and all of them major props for making Tracy seem hungover. That most certainly wasn't the refined Tracy we typically see. For those who are sick of Eddie Main, Tracy's contacts with him led her to believe that Ned was still alive and well, despite his complaints about Sonny's Goombas. Final thoughts on Stray. Gregory eventually telling Finn about his ALS made me happy. I've previously stated that I simply am not prepared for another drawn-out, gloomy death scenario. I don't think I'm really ready for the moment they have to inform poor Chase of his dad's condition. Ms. Wu's offer to purchase the Savoy from Curtis didn't surprise me in the least. She's been after the club for a while, so I assume that's why she offered to alter Trina's paternity test results so Curtis could leave to save the world while she took control of the club. Marshall, who asserts to assist Curtis in running it, is undoubtedly in for a shock. Nevertheless, Curtis. You see, Pops, I allowed Ms. Wu to operate unlawful gambling operations out of my backroom because she did me this favor involving obtaining your previous arrest records. More. The daughter of Gregory Harrison appears as Molly's surrogate. I was shocked TJ and Molly forged forward and had already selected a surrogate from, 3 prospects, like Sam, Alexis, and Jordan were. What a narrow circle to confine yourself to. However, I'm still not interested in this tale, and after Friday's conversation between Molly and Christina, I suppose Molly and TJ could just spend the next 9 months off-screen with their surrogate, and I'd be ok. They definitely gave Molly a witchy makeover. For the majority of this little story, Molly has attempted to portray Christina as the self-centered one and the bad seed. However, it turned out that Molly is just as difficult in the end, because Molly claimed that she didn't want to be reminded that her child was a gift from her sister, something no one would ever forget. She is the selfish and insecure one, as Christina phrased it. In all honesty, it appears like neither of these women is prepared to become pregnant at all. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.